we went from the heart, where we really looked at the physiology of the heart, it beating, some of the communication that the heart has in terms of neurological communication, hormonal communication, um, pulsatile communication, electromagnetic communication. We sort of entered that field of seeing if we could notice the electromagnetic energy of our heart, how they've measured it about 3 feet away from us, and how this electromagnetic energy is really interacting with the Earth's electromagnetic field, with how our electromagnetic fields are interacting with each other, and with our community and the world, and even things like plants and animals. And we had some really neat examples of, practicing the love meditation last Tuesday, and having animals respond to the meditation that were nearby, and just how these practices can not only affect us, but the energy from how it's affecting us starts to bring cohesion to our bodies and minds, where different parts of the body are actually working more synchronistically and harmoniously and balanced together, right? Who wouldn't want that? As well as interacting with the world in a more, let's say, balanced way, or just asking yourself, how do I want to present myself to the world, right? What sort of energy am I emitting? And how you actually can practice some things and actually have control over it. And so that can be very powerful. So we went from the heart to love and the quality of love, and did some exercises on love, and I gave you all homework. Your homework was to nurture your happiness, to do something that would nurture your happiness, or to feed your heart. I don't often assign homework, but homework was assigned. And so I encourage you to continue finding ways of nourishing happiness, and nourishing love. All right. And so we're going to continue. This is the How to Love book by Thich Nhat Hanh. And we got to loving kindness, which was our meditation on loving kindness. We've all done meditations on loving kindness in different ways. We've done the meditations here. And what he says is that there are 4 elements of true love. True love is made up of 4 elements: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. I've heard it as sympathetic joy. If your love contains these elements, it will be healing and transforming, and it will have the element of holiness in it. True love has the power to heal and transform any situation and bring deep meaning to our lives. So the first one of those is loving kindness. The first element of true love is loving kindness. The essence of loving kindness is being able to offer happiness. You can be the sunshine for another person. You can't offer happiness until you have it for yourself. So build a home inside by accepting yourself and learning to love and heal yourself. Learn how to practice mindfulness in such a way that you can create moments of happiness and joy for your own nourishment. Then you have something to offer the other person. So essentially what he's saying is nourish love and happiness for yourself, and then you can spread it to the world, right? So in our practice of the loving kindness, the first intention is to ourselves. May I be happy, right? May I be free from suffering. May I be safe. May I be full of joy. And then, and notice what arises in a mindful way. Right. And then as emotions might arise, maybe we notice resistance because we don't feel like maybe we should be happy, but you can be happy. And we notice that resistance, right? And then as we go through the practice, we offer it to others. Okay, so that's loving kindness. I do highly recommend, and I ended this last time, of having a daily loving kindness practice, where even if it's just for a split second, you're wishing loving kindness to yourself or somebody else. Like, hey, may you be happy. Even if it has to be a reminder, like a sticker on your refrigerator or on your mirror in the bathroom. Just, almost like telling yourself, right? Hey, may you be happy, dude, right? Like there's a there's a sticker there telling you to be happy, right? And it's reminding you, and you're like, oh, that's a good reminder. Okay, it might be coming from a wall, but really it's coming from unmanifested potentiality. Okay. The next one is compassion. The second element of true love is compassion. Compassion is the capacity to understand the suffering in oneself and in the other person. If you understand your own suffering, you can help him to understand his suffering. Understanding suffering brings compassion and relief. You can transform your own suffering and help transform the suffering of the other person with the practice of mindfulness and looking deeply and really sort of understanding that that compassion, understanding the suffering of others, understanding the suffering that's occurring in yourself, and then more likely being able to connect with the suffering of others, possibly. They talk a lot about the wounded healer, that some of the best healers have gone through, tragedy themselves, or have hit rock bottom, absolutely rock bottom, and have had, these transformative moments. So they're coming from a very compassionate, right? They understand the extent of human suffering, which can be very powerful. You can imagine somebody being able to reflect that back onto you, or just being able to hold space, right? Create the container for that suffering to be heard, to be listened to. So we have loving kindness, we have compassion, we have joy. The third element of true love is the capacity to offer joy. How nice is that? When you know how to generate joy, it nourishes you and nourishes the other person. Your presence is an offering, like fresh air or spring flowers or the bright blue sky So this is interesting. When I started having kids, or when my wife and I had kids together, I was talking to somebody, and they said, they go, oh, you're gonna be a great dad, and I say, well, I hope so. That's my intention. And they go, well, just by modeling your behavior, you don't need to do anything. You just have to model the behavior. And I've noticed that, maybe my son or daughter will be, pouting in the corner, or something's going on, and allowing space for that emotion to be present and for it to be expressed, and offering a listening ear to them, or even a hug, or whatever it is that they feel like they might need, even if it's for me to get out of the room, because I don't want anything to do with it. Perfectly fine. But how slowly, if I bring in an element of joy, like, wow, listen to this music, right? Listen, hear it. You want to do a little dance together. That can often transform things. And I'm sure you've all experienced moments or events or times where either you entered into a room, or where you were the catalyst for change in terms of the mood of the room, or you benefited from somebody else who actually was expressing joy or happiness, and it was infectious, right? It was like, wow, how could I not be joyous when this person is expressing so much joy? The other one that I've heard is what we call sympathetic joy, and that's the ability to be joyous for other people's successes. So that's a true quality of love. You know, when your partner, significant other, son, child, mother, father, whatever it is, best friend, acquaintance, anything, right? When you can actually feel joy for the successes of others. Equanimity, the fourth element of true love is equanimity. We also call it inclusiveness or non-discrimination. In a deep relationship, there's no longer a boundary between you and the other person. You are her and she is you. Your suffering is her suffering. Your understanding of your own suffering helps your loved one to suffer less. Suffering and happiness are no longer individual matters. What happens to your loved one happens to you. What happens to you happens to your loved one. So equanimity. So loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Along with the traditional four elements of true love, loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity, there are two more elements, respect and trust. These elements can be found in the four, but it helps to mention their names. When you love someone, you have to have trust and confidence. Love without trust is not yet love. Of course, first you have to have trust, respect, and confidence in yourself. Trust that you have a good and compassionate nature. You are part of the universe. You are made of stars. When you look at your loved one, you see that he is also made of stars and carries eternity inside. Looking in this way, we naturally feel reverence. True love cannot be without trust and respect for oneself and for the other person. So that's very powerful. Again, coming back to this concept of yourself, right? Trusting yourself, having confidence in yourself, loving yourself, being kind to yourself, having joy with yourself. You've got to trust and respect yourself, right? If you have an understanding of your true nature, for instance, that you are the universe, and we can go into, you know, the spiritual essence of that, but we can also go into the scientific evidence of that, right? You are the universe. If you feel that, like if you have a deep knowing, right, that you are the universe, then that, well, it should be how then you relate to others. If you are the universe, they are the universe, right? If you're the universe, then they are the universe. And if you have this understanding of your true nature and are able to live in it and really trust the process, the progression of the present moment as it unfolds in each moment, right? Moment to moment, then that's how you relate with others. That's how you relate with others, right? So that's a really, really important thing, and it keeps on coming back to that, right? First, you have to have trust, respect, and confidence in yourself. Trust that you have a good and compassionate nature. You are part of the universe. You are made of stars. When you looked at your loved ones, you see that he or she is also made of stars and carries eternity inside. It'd be interesting, right? Maybe we should create like a list of it's like the top 20 things to do prior to interacting with any other human being. Like make a list, right? That'd be an interesting project, right? Be like, you know that when you are walking into the supermarket, everyone you encounter is eternity themselves. Okay. It's like a little bit of a perception shift, isn't it? It's sort of like, oh, everybody? Yes, everybody. Even the person that yelled it? Yes, even that person. That they have this expression of eternity themselves, that they are made up of stars, that they are the universe. So it's sort of like, all right, what's step number 1? Take a deep breath. What's step number 2? Feel your feet on the ground, right? Connect with the earth, be embodied, feel your body. All right, taking a deep breath, feeling my body. Now breathe from your heart, right? Expand your heart. Come from your heart. Imagine as if there was an energetic light, right, coming out, and before you interacted with anybody, based on the other 5 senses that we have in terms of seeing them or touching them or anything like that, right? That the first interaction is actually this energetic pillar that's coming out of your heart. Right? So we close our eyes, put little blindfolds on, and emit from your heart the energy that you wish to emit. And now, right, walk into the supermarket and not looking at anything. You have blindfolds on, and you're breathing with your heart. And you're sending an electromagnetic wave out to the universe, right? And now you take your blindfolds off, and everyone is doing the same thing. And you come in with this perception that everyone is eternity. Everyone is eternity. And we're all exactly the same energy. How would you interact? How would you interact in that scenario? Like if everyone did it, it'd be like, wait, stop, you got to go through this gate. What is this gate? Well, it checks. It just assesses that you're entering in the right frame of mind. Like, well, I just got yelled at by the police officer for speeding, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to yell at the next person I see and then create havoc and drop the pasta sauce in aisle 5 so that the person has to clean it. All right, so that's respect and trust. Okay. Then there's be beautiful. If you can accept your body, then you have a chance to see your body as your home. You can rest in your body, settle in, relax, and feel joy and ease. If you don't accept your body and your mind, you can't be at home with yourself. You have to accept yourself as you are. This is a very important practice. As you practice building a home in yourself, you become more and more beautiful. All right, let's go into our practice. I like this idea of building a home in ourselves, building a home. And the first, that first part of like being beautiful, being yourself, respecting, trusting, is in my opinion, really about not judging yourself. It's a lot of not judging yourself, that you're there for yourself, that there's a part of you that is there to support you. And so that's what we're going to be working on a little bit today. Okay, so let's find a comfortable posture. Finding a posture we can be relaxed yet alert. Closing your eyes if you feel comfortable closing your eyes. If not, having a soft downward gaze. And taking a few deep breaths and finding your body relax ever so slightly more. Feeling fully supported by the surface it's on. Bringing our attention to our resource, our anchor. A place we can direct our attention to that feels safer. And as our mind wanders, coming back to our resource. And this is the perfect practice of mindfulness. Bringing our attention to a resource. Noticing when our mind has wandered and simply coming back to our resource, our anchor. Now bringing attention to your body, your home. And just noticing if there's any place in your body that you feel does not belong. And if your body feels whole, just helping yourself settle into your body. Relaxing and feeling the peace of the body. And if there's any part that feels as if it doesn't belong, I'm noticing that as well. Is there any part that feels foreign, as if you don't have such a strong relationship with? And using this meditation as an opportunity to cultivate wholeness in your body. Seeing if there's any way to fully accept yourself, your body, just as it is, with all the ailments and aches and pains and injuries. Can we take this moment and accept our body just as it is? As a home, as a vessel that is whole. And if there's any part that feels foreign or not integrated to the whole, simply seeing if you can send that part some loving kindness, opening up to that part with compassion. Sending an intention of that body part to be well, to be free from pain, injury, or suffering, to work in harmony. You may even repeat a mantra to yourself, such as, I am here for you. I am here for you. I am here for you. Can you take this moment to just fully accept your body as it is? No restrictions, no limitations. Fully accepting yourself, loving yourself, seeing yourself as beautiful. And notice any judgments that arise. Notice them with compassion and kindness. Come back to your anchor or your resource. Can you fully accept your body just for this moment? for this moment, this moment. Sending loving kindness or compassion to any body part just doesn't seem to fit. Allowing for integration to occur. Even repeating to yourself, I am here for you. May you be well. May you be free from suffering. Just for this moment, full acceptance of your body as your home, your place of dwelling. Seeing yourself as beautiful, loving, now bringing your attention back to your anchor or resource. Taking 2 or 3 deep breaths. Feeling your feet on the floor or whatever surface they're on. Opening your eyes if your eyes were closed. And just take a moment to reflect on your practice today. All right. Well, with that, continue to nourish your happiness, continue to nourish your love. We will continue from this beautiful teaching that Thich Nhat Hanh has provided to us, emanating from our work with the heart, going into love, and seeing where this journey continues for 2023. With that, I send you all love and health. And remember, continue to nourish your happiness, nourish your love. Bye-bye.